You have been talking to yourself all your life. Every single moment there is a voice in your head whispering stories about who you are, what you can do, and what the world is like. That voice has shaped your reality more than any event, any person, or any circumstance ever could, because the truth is, the world you see outside is only the reflection of the conversation happening within for just 3 days. If you dare, I invite you to speak to yourself differently. Speak as though everything you desire is already yours. Speak to yourself as though you are already the person you wish to become. For 3 days, replace fear with faith, doubt with assurance, and complaint with gratitude. If you truly do this, sincerely, consistently, lovingly, you will witness the power of your inner word. You will begin to see the invisible hand of God moving in your life in ways you never imagined possible. Every thought you think is a prayer. Every self-conversation is a seed planted in the soil of your subconscious mind. When you tell yourself you are unworthy, the world must agree. When you tell yourself you are blessed, favored, and chosen, the world must bow and reflect that truth. The universe cannot resist the conviction of a mind that knows itself as divine. There is a sacred mystery hidden in this simple truth. Your inner speech creates your outer world. When you talk to yourself, you are not talking to emptiness. You are talking to the creative power that gives life to everything. This power listens, obeys, and becomes whatever you say. That is why the ancient words declare, "Let the weak say, I am strong." It does not say, "Let the weak feel strong," but let him say it. Because what you say about yourself becomes the law of your being. For 3 days, begin to say within yourself, "I am loved. I am guided. I am powerful. Everything in my world is working together for my good." Even if you do not yet see evidence of it, say it still. Your words are not describing reality, they are creating it. What you see now is only the harvest of yesterday's conversation. Change the conversation, and tomorrow must bring new fruit. Imagine waking up in the morning and the first words you whisper to yourself are, "I am surrounded by peace. My path unfolds in divine order. Everything I touch prospers." Feel how your body responds. The cells of your being start to align with your word. The energy around you begins to soften, to open, to harmonize. The moment you choose new words, you open the door to a new version of yourself. We are told that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But thinking in your heart is not just idle thought, it is feeling fused with faith. When you say something inwardly with feeling, you impress it upon the deeper mind, the part of you that never sleeps and never questions. It accepts what you feel as true and sets out to make it your experience. That is why inner speech is the key to transformation. You may not be able to change the outer world in a moment, but you can change the conversation within right now. When you catch yourself saying, "I can't," stop and say, "I can," because the power that created worlds lives in me. When you think this is too hard, replace it with, "All things are possible to the one who believes." These are not empty affirmations, they are divine declarations. Each word spoken with belief sets unseen forces in motion. There was once a man who had lost everything. His business failed, his health declined, and his relationships fell apart. For years he kept saying to himself, "Nothing ever works out for me." And of course, life reflected his inner conversation faithfully. But one day, he decided to test this truth. He began to talk to himself as if he were already successful, loved, and strong. He would close his eyes and whisper, "Everything I touch is blessed. I am guided by divine wisdom. My life overflows with abundance." At first it felt foolish, but he kept at it. He talked to himself this way for 3 days, and something remarkable began to happen. His energy changed. He started walking differently, thinking differently, expecting differently. Soon after, opportunities that had been closed began to open. People who had forgotten him began to call. What changed? His words. The outer world simply rearranged itself to match his new inner state. Do you see? The conversation you hold within is a mirror reflecting back to you the quality of your belief. You are never punished for your words. You are only manifested by them. Life gives you what you agree with inwardly. If you could hear your own inner dialogue throughout the day, you would understand why your life looks the way it does. The good news is, you can begin to rewrite that script right now. Start speaking to yourself as if you were already living in the answered prayer. Talk to yourself as one who has already arrived, who has already been blessed, who already possesses the peace you've been searching for. Say within yourself, I am already everything I wish to be. My world is full of beauty and meaning. Every circumstance is a stepping stone leading me higher. And when doubt whispers it's not true, answer it lovingly, it will be true because I have spoken it into being. The secret is persistence, not in effort, but in faith. When you speak to yourself in a new way, your mind will at first resist. It will remind you of what is real, what has always been. Smile at that voice, thank it, and return to your new word. Speak with love, not struggle. Your inner talk is a gentle molding of consciousness, not a battle. The more lovingly you persist, the faster your world will shift. Try it for just 3 days. When you wake in the morning, before touching your phone or thinking about yesterday, say softly within, today I walk in light, I am blessed beyond measure. Everything is unfolding perfectly. As you move through your day, remind yourself often, I am guided, I am supported, I am enough. And when you go to sleep, whisper, I rest in peace and abundance. My tomorrow will be even more wonderful than today. 3 days of such talk will begin to change your vibration so profoundly that even those around you will feel it. You will find yourself calmer, more confident, more magnetic. Situations that once troubled you will seem to dissolve. Not because the world changed first, but because you changed your conversation with yourself. Remember, you are not waiting for something to happen. You are calling it forth with your word. Every time you speak lovingly to yourself, you are watering the seed of your new life. Do not dig it up to see if it's growing. Trust that it is. Trust that your word is living and active, that it cannot return to you empty but must accomplish the purpose for which you sent it. For just 3 days, live in the consciousness of already having. When fear knocks, answer it with faith. When doubt whispers, answer it with truth. When worry arises, replace it with gratitude. Talk to yourself as the divine being you truly are, one with infinite wisdom, infinite peace, infinite love. And when the 3 days are over, you will not want to stop, because you will have discovered that the voice within you, the one you thought was small, is the voice of creation itself, the voice that said in the beginning, let there be light. That same voice speaks through you now, waiting for your command, waiting for your faith, waiting for your word. So speak to yourself as one who knows. Speak as one who has already received. Speak as love itself. And in that loving conversation, watch as your world blossoms in ways you could never imagine. For when you change your inner speech, you change your destiny. Talk to yourself like this for just 3 days, and the rest of your life will thank you. Every transformation begins in the silence of the inner world. You may not see it, you may not feel it at first, but the moment you begin to speak a new word within, something in the unseen starts to move. The currents of life begin to rearrange themselves to match the song of your heart. Think of your mind as a sacred garden. Every word you speak is a seed, and every feeling you attach to that word waters it. Most people plant seeds of fear, worry, and limitation without realizing it. They say, I can't afford that, things never work out for me, I always get sick. And the garden of their mind faithfully produces weeds of lack and frustration. But when you start saying, I am abundant, I am whole, I am favored, new flowers begin to grow quietly, beautifully, until they fill your world with fragrance and color. The beauty of this law is that it does not require your circumstances to change first. You do not have to fix the outside world to speak new words. You begin within, and the outside must obey. That is the mercy of creation. It responds not to appearances, but to conviction. When you feel the truth of what you say, when you speak with love and certainty, creation rushes to fulfill your word. For 3 days, choose to dwell in the conversation of love. Speak to yourself as if you were your own dearest friend. If you fail, do not condemn yourself. Simply begin again. Each time you return to your new word, you are building a foundation of faith that no storm can shake. If you wish to manifest healing, talk to yourself as one who is already healed. Whisper within, I am whole. Every cell of my body vibrates with life. The divine energy flows freely through me. Feel that life in your hands, your breath, your heartbeat. That feeling is your proof, not the outer condition. If you sustain that inner talk with faith, the outer body must follow. If you wish to manifest love, stop saying, "No one cares about me," or "I'm always alone." Those words are creative, and they bind you to loneliness. Instead, begin to say within, "I am deeply loved. I am surrounded by affection and kindness. Everywhere I go, love meets me." Imagine hearing those words from your own heart, as if spoken by a voice that adores you. The more you hear it, the more real it becomes, until one day you notice that love is everywhere, because it was always within you. If you desire abundance, begin to talk to yourself as one who already has more than enough. Say, "I live in an abundant universe. Everything I need flows to me easily. I am a magnet for prosperity." Feel the relief of it. Feel the gratitude. Even if the wallet is empty, speak as if it were full, and the law of consciousness will make it so. The outer world cannot resist a mind that is convinced of its own wealth. The secret is to talk to yourself from the end, not from the struggle. Do not beg for what you desire. Assume that it is done. When you pray, do not ask. Affirm. Say, "Thank you, it is already mine." Because when you claim it inwardly, you move into the state of having, and the state of having is the only state that manifests.
This is not pretending or denial.
It is spiritual alignment. You are aligning your inner world with the truth of who you really are. You are not a beggar of blessings. You are the source through which blessings flow. And every time you speak lovingly to yourself, you remind the universe of that truth. Let your inner speech become a song of thanksgiving. Gratitude multiplies everything it touches. Say often, "Thank you for my peace. Thank you for my strength. Thank you for the miracles unfolding right now." Even when nothing seems to happen, keep saying it. Gratitude opens doors. No logic can unlock it. Softens the heart and lifts the soul into alignment with divine abundance. You might wonder, what if I don't believe what I'm saying yet? That's all right. Keep saying it until belief catches up. You have spent years speaking words of limitation. It will take a little time to tune yourself to words of power. But once you do, the shift will be unmistakable. You will feel lighter, calmer, freer. When doubt comes, and it will, treat it gently. Doubt is only the echo of your old self, asking if you really mean what you're saying. Do not fight it. Smile and say, "Yes, I mean it. This is who I am now." And return to your new inner word. For 3 days, let your mind be sacred ground. No negative word is allowed to enter. When you notice a fearful thought, replace it with a loving one. When you feel lack, speak abundance. When you feel unworthy, say, "I am enough." Speak it slowly, tenderly, until your heart begins to believe. Throughout the day, pause often and listen to your inner voice. What tone does it carry? Is it harsh or gentle? Is it hopeful or doubtful? Begin to cultivate a tone of love, because love is the language of creation. The words you speak inwardly with love have immeasurable power. Talk to yourself as one already victorious, as one already chosen, as one already fulfilled, and soon life will begin to echo that victory back to you, not through effort, but through divine reflection. Every moment is a new beginning. You do not have to wait for tomorrow or a special occasion. Right now, in this breath, you can choose new words, and in choosing, you are choosing a new world. Speak only what you wish to live. Speak only what uplifts, strengthens, and inspires. And remember, it is not the loudness of the voice, but the gentleness of faith that moves mountains. For just 3 days, talk to yourself as the divine creator you are. Every sentence, every whisper, every thought of love will gather itself into form. Life will mirror your new conversation, and you will stand in awe at how simple and powerful this truth has always been. There is a sacred rhythm to this practice. When you begin to talk to yourself differently, you are not just repeating words, you are awakening a deeper part of your being. You are calling forth your true self, the self that has never been limited, never been afraid, never been lacking. That self has always been there, waiting patiently beneath the noise of your old stories. Every word you speak in faith draws that divine self closer to the surface. You begin to feel a quiet power rising within you, a calm confidence that does not depend on circumstances. You start to know, not merely hope, that everything is working in your favor. The old fears lose their grip, not because they disappear overnight, but because you no longer feed them with your inner talk. You replace them with truth, and truth always dissolves illusion. You might notice little things shifting first. A stranger smiles at you. An idea comes at the perfect time. A small blessing arrives when you need it most. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations that your new inner language is being heard. The universe always responds to the vibration of your heart. Sometimes people say, "But I tried to think positively and nothing changed." The reason is that they were merely speaking words without feeling their truth. Inner speech is not about forcing affirmations. It's about feeling the reality of what you say. You must become the one who already has. Feel it as real now, even if the senses deny it. That feeling is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you talk to yourself lovingly, your nervous system relaxes. Your breath deepens. Your body begins to heal. Your mind becomes receptive. In that peaceful state, your imagination, the true creative faculty, awakens. You begin to see your desire fulfilled in vivid detail, and the more real it feels within, the sooner it takes shape without. Each time you say "I am," you are invoking the divine name, the creative presence that brings all things to life. When you say "I am blessed," you summon blessing. When you say "I am lost," you summon confusion. So guard your words carefully, for they are sacred. Speak only what you wish to become. If you are in a season of waiting, use it wisely. Do not fill your waiting with worry or complaint. Fill it with loving conversation. Tell yourself, "Everything I desire is already unfolding perfectly. I am in divine timing. What is mine cannot be delayed." Let those words be your comfort. Let them soothe your restless heart until peace returns. You may find yourself surrounded by people who speak words of fear or doubt. Do not let their conversations enter your garden. Bless them silently and return to your inner word. The voice of truth within you is stronger than all the noise around you. Keep it gentle, keep it steady, and soon your peace will transform the atmosphere wherever you go. When you practice this inner talking for 3 days, you will notice that your emotional tone begins to rise. What once irritated you will no longer disturb you. What once seemed impossible will begin to feel natural. You are changing your state of consciousness, and consciousness is the only reality. When you change it, the outer must conform. And so, when you walk down the street, hold your head high and say within, "I am light, I am love, I am guided." When you face uncertainty, whisper to yourself, "I walk by faith, not by sight." When you feel tempted to give up, say, "Everything is unfolding perfectly for me." Let your words be your shield and your song. This inner talk is not something to do occasionally, it is the foundation of your life. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. One day you will realize that your mind speaks only words of peace and power without effort. That is when you have been fully transformed. When love becomes your automatic response to everything, you will then look back and see that nothing was ever against you. The challenges, the delays, the heartbreaks, all of them were invitations to speak a new word, to discover your creative power. Every experience was molding you into one who could consciously choose their own reality. In this awareness, even silence becomes sweet. You no longer speak to fix the world, but to bless it. You begin to understand that your word spoken in faith is not separate from the divine word that formed the stars. You are not a small being hoping for favor. You are the very expression of divine favor itself. Keep talking to yourself as love. Keep affirming what is beautiful, noble, and true. Keep blessing your life with your inner words, and know that every sentence of faith spoken in stillness is a command to the universe, a declaration that must be fulfilled. Because the voice within you is not just your own, it is the creative voice of life itself, waiting for your agreement, waiting for your "I am." Speak it gently, speak it joyfully, and let the light within you continue to unfold in ways more wonderful than you could ever plan. There will come a moment, quiet, unannounced, when you realize that something inside you has changed. You won't need to force belief anymore. It will simply be there. You'll wake up and feel at peace before anything has even happened. You'll look around and sense that life is working with you instead of against you. That is the moment you have entered harmony with your own word. You see, the transformation never begins outside. It always begins in that small, invisible shift within you. The change of tone, the new way you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. The moment you stop saying I can't and start saying I can, the laws of life rearrange themselves around that conviction. You step into a new identity, and the world mirrors it back with precision. There is no power outside of you that decides your fate. The only power that governs your world is the conversation you hold within your own heart. When you speak from fear, you invite fear's reflection. When you speak from faith, you invite miracles. Every word plants the seed of an experience, and every experience is the harvest of a past word. Try an experiment for the next morning that greets you. Before your feet even touch the ground, close your eyes and whisper within, "Today, everything flows beautifully for me. I am guided with love. I am protected, prosperous, and calm." Then go about your day as if those words were already written in the fabric of reality. Do not look for signs. Be the sign. Move as though your prayer has already been answered, because in truth it has. This is how the unseen becomes seen. By the one who dares to believe before the evidence appears. You must trust your inner speech more than your outer sight. The senses may show lack, but your word says abundance. The senses may show loneliness, but your word says love. The senses may show delay, but your word says perfect timing, and life, faithful as ever, will reflect what you consistently affirm. Speak to yourself softly when you're tired. Tell yourself, "I am held by peace. Everything is okay." Speak to yourself with faith when fear creeps in. "I am never alone. Divine wisdom walks beside me." Speak to yourself with courage when the path feels dark. "I am the light that shines through this situation." Every gentle word spoken in love dissolves the shadows of doubt. It is not the loud declarations that bring transformation, but the quiet consistency of loving inner dialogue. You do not need to shout to move mountains. Mountains move for the heart that believes. The power of your word lies not in volume, but in conviction. Over time, your mind will begin to crave this peace. The old negative talk will sound foreign to you, like a language you no longer understand. You'll catch yourself mid-thought and smile, replacing it instantly with truth. That is the power of awareness, the power of choosing which words to keep and which to release. You will notice that even the way you speak to others begins to change, because when you speak lovingly to yourself, you naturally extend that love outward. Your tone softens, your patience deepens, and your words become healing. People will sense something different about you, a calmness, a warmth, a quiet authority. They won't know what changed, but you will. You have changed your inner speech, and therefore your vibration. Everything in creation responds to vibration. Your words are frequencies that shape matter. When spoken with faith, they carry the energy of creation itself. That's why when you say I am blessed, you feel lighter. When you say I am cursed, your body tightens. Your cells, your breath, your world, all respond instantly to the tone of your inner talk. So be deliberate, be gentle, be joyful in your words. Speak as if your life depends on it, because in truth, it does. The entire universe bends to the sound of your inner voice. When you walk through difficult moments, keep reminding yourself, this too is passing. Only good can come from this. The storms of life do not destroy the one who knows how to speak peace in the middle of chaos. Every word of calm faith becomes a bridge out of fear and into freedom. And as you continue this practice, you begin to live in a state of constant gratitude. Not because everything is perfect, but because you know perfection is unfolding through everything. You no longer wait for signs to appear before feeling thankful. You speak thanks into being, and the signs appear as a natural result. Keep talking to yourself like this, kindly, powerfully, faithfully, until it becomes effortless, until every thought feels like a blessing and every word feels like prayer. That is when you truly begin to live as a creator, no longer at the mercy of circumstances, but at one with the source of all creation within you. Each new day becomes an opportunity to refine your inner dialogue, to polish the mirror of your mind until it reflects only love. And the more you practice, the more radiant your world becomes. What was once effort turns into joy. What was once struggle becomes ease. And what once seemed distant becomes your natural way of being. You realize that life was never withholding anything from you. It was simply echoing what you were saying all along. Change your word and you change the echo. Speak as love and love answers. Speak as abundance and abundance appears. Speak as peace and peace surrounds you like air itself. Because the moment you speak with faith, you align with the living truth that has always been within you. The truth that you are one with all that is, that creation responds to you, and that your word is and always has been the power of God in motion. So now, as you stand at this very moment, right here, right now, remember this truth. You have always been the author of your life. The words you speak within are not just thoughts, they are commands written into the fabric of reality. You are not powerless, not waiting for someone to rescue you. You are the miracle, the prayer, the answer you've been searching for just 3 days. Talk to yourself as love would talk to you. Speak with tenderness, with faith, with conviction that all things are possible. Watch how the world begins to soften around you, how people respond differently, how opportunities unfold like flowers in the morning light. This is not magic, it is law, divine and unchanging. Let your inner words become your greatest ally, your quiet companion, your constant prayer. Because when you speak with love, you call heaven down to earth. When you speak with faith, the unseen bows before you. So go and talk to yourself like this, not only for 3 days, but for a lifetime. Speak life into your world, and your world will come alive for you. You are the creator of your destiny, and your voice is the light that leads the way.